Every policy of the Trump administration is designed to lift up the American worker, promote great-paying blue-collar jobs, and to rebuild the industrial bedrock of our nation.
Well, he's right about that. I mean, the only question, after all the great accomplishments of the Trump administration and the early successes hitting his stride, how do the H-1B visas fit into this? This is when foreign workers are allowed to come into the United States. Because the entire thing, to me, is a scam. There is no reason why we should be bringing in foreign workers when American workers are up to the task. If you believe in the free market, you got to raise wages so American workers will actually do these jobs. Last year, nearly 400,000 applications for H-1B visa work were approved from India, China, and other countries. That's more than double the amount approved in the year 2000. So does the American workforce really just decline that much? That's 400,000 jobs that did not go to American workers. And the companies that love foreign workers, companies like Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Apple, and Meta. Here to weigh in is Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Governor, your reaction to this? I mean, I know in the Trump cabinet there's a real divide on this issue, but it's an issue I've fought for many, many years. What do Americans need to understand about this?
Well, I think you're right to say the H-1B, it's become a total scam. These companies game the system. You have some of these companies that are laying off large numbers of Americans while they're also getting new H-1Bs and renewing H-1Bs. And a lot of times people used to say, well, we're getting the cream of the crop from all around the world. The reality is that's not actually what H-1Bs are. Most of them are from one company or from one country, India. There's a cottage industry about how all that people make money off this system. Yeah. And look at what's happening to young people in this current job market because of artificial intelligence. You are starting to see evidence that they're having a much tougher time because of what's happening with AI. So if that's going to continue to produce dislocations, why would we be importing foreign workers when we have our own people that we need to take care of?
Well, they want cheap labor. That's why. They want workers that will come into the United States and that have no, portability of their job prospects. They have to stay as workers for Google or for Walmart or for pick your garden variety, large, now essentially multinational corporation. That's why. I mean, they want to keep wages lower.
No,
period.
Precisely.
Full stop.
100%. 100%. They save money. And as you said, these H-1Bs limit the H-1B worker to that one company. It's almost like a form of indenture servitude. And so we've seen them take advantage of that time and time again. And I just think like the overall message from the time President Trump first ran for office was we're going to put the American people first. And I think that he's done that in so many ways, like the border and other things. And I think it should apply to these visa programs as well.
I want to go to this other issue, which set the MAGA base on fire last night, the issue of the 600,000 visas for Chinese students that President Trump said he would be open to allowing into the country. Today, he said our college system would go to hell very quickly without them. This would be the most amount of Chinese students ever admitted to the United States, almost doubling the 380,000 Chinese students that are in the country today. My question to you is, should we be concerned if 15% of colleges end up going under because they can't have, students from the Chinese communist system in paying full freight?
If you're bringing in somebody to study as a foreign student, the only reason that should be done is if it benefits the American people, not to subsidize colleges. And to put it in perspective, the state of Florida, we're the third largest state in the United States. The total number of students in our entire state university system, 12 universities, is a little over 300,000. So that would mean you're almost doubling the entire population of Florida State University system with just Chinese students. And as we know, there is a significant percentage of the Chinese students who are they're engaged with the CCP. You know, it used to be, Laura, they would say, oh, you bring the people from China, they're going to love America, they'll go back and they'll be ambassadors and China will change. But obviously that has not happened because this has been going on for decades. So, yeah, I think it's first of all, the fact that we have 300,000 now is way out of bounds of, I think, what most people would want to see. I'd rather those slots go to American students.
I'd rather have none. How's that? I'd rather have none. I think the whole thing is a bailout to colleges, and why would want to bail out colleges? We've got a lot of Republican lobbyists working for top American educational institutions, and a lot of them seem to have a lot of power here. I don't know why, but that cannot continue. Governor, we appreciate it.
The Department of Justice is asking people to report illegal visa practices that could come at the expense of American workers. Citizens are being urged to flag discriminatory advertisements for jobs, especially ones that state that the employer prefers people on a seasonal or H-1B visa. Are you an American citizen who has been harmed by inappropriate preferences for foreign workers, e.g. H-1B or other? Follow the link. It's also a place to report human trafficking of immigrant workers and Title VII employment discrimination. Harmeet Dillon, Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights at the DOJ, posted to X Friday. The DOJ is also allowing people to send in tips for possible human trafficking violations related to temporary visa programs. H-1B visas were the subject of debate earlier this year, and many opponents argued they hinder American talent in key sectors like technology, whereas others believe they bolster the economy. The main function of the H-1B visa program and other guest worker initiatives is not to hire the best and the brightest, but rather to replace good-paying American jobs with low-wage indentured servants from abroad, Senator Bernie Sanders, IVT, posted to X in January. The cheaper the labor they hire, the more money the billionaires make. H-1B visas for fiscal year 2026 have already hit the legal petition limit, with 65,000 that are standard, and an additional 20,000 for those with advanced degrees, according to U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. The visas are primarily meant for skilled workers, including architecture, engineering, mathematics, physical sciences, social sciences, medicine and health, education, business specialties, accounting, law, theology, and the arts, according to the agency's website. Florida Republican Governor Ron DeSantis said the program has become a total scam in an interview with Fox News Channel's Laura Ingraham on Tuesday. These companies game the system. You have some of these companies that are laying off large numbers of Americans, while they're also getting new H-1Bs and renewing existing H-1Bs, DeSantis said. A lot of times people used to say, well, you know, we're getting the cream of the crop from all around the world. The reality is that's not actually what H-1Bs are. Most of them are from one country, India. There's a cottage industry about how all those people make money off this system, he continued. Major visa reform is already underway in the U.S., and the Trump administration is reviewing all 55 million visas to make sure people who are in the country are following the law. The department's continuous vetting includes all of the more than 55 million foreigners who currently hold valid U.S. visas, a State Department spokesperson told Fox News Digital last week. A visa could potentially be nixed by the department if there have been overstays, criminal activity, threats to public safety, engaging in any form of terrorist activity, or providing support to a terrorist organization.